I mean, the first thing that children hear, and it's the hearing when they get to a point when I see it with my nieces and nephews. What's the word they hear all the time? No. That's the predominant word that kids hear. No, stop it, you can't. And that just trickles over into life in general.
Do you think we're taught to be confident as children, most of us?
No, absolutely not. I think parents in general and teachers in general believe that they're doing that, but I think that we're being taught by people who have lost their confidence somewhere along the line. And so we're taught what we learn, as a people. So, and I was raised by someone who, from the outside point of view, is very confident and has, she's one of the strongest women I know, but knowing her, I also see her weaknesses, and that bled through to me. But her weaknesses became my strengths. I was 13 years old, I was at karaoke, I was on a family vacation, and my mother said, she's not getting up to sing, is she? She can't sing. And I hear my mother saying this, and I never sang in front of anybody. I just knew I wanted to sing Crazy for You by Madonna in front of everybody. And I got up and I sang my ass off. And the guy who was running the karaoke came up and said, whose kid is this? And my mother was like, she's mine. I got a standing ovation. He goes, has she been taking singing lessons? And she said, no, I didn't even know she could do that. So from that stage on, I came back and got involved with theater, and I got involved and pushed myself, and in essence, got the desire to live. And that was all because of art. I don't understand the concept of it, because I don't know how you can look at history in general and look at all the amazing, and when we talk about art, obviously we're talking out of the box, not only drawing, not only music, and this is art. Art is imagination and creativity. So when you take art out of education, you take creativity out of education. That goes right back to confidence, because I learned self-confidence through theater. When I was teaching, I ran a musical theater program for 15 years. I saved drug addicts. I saved kids. I pulled them right out of the gutters and said, come here, let me show you something. Let me show you what this can do for you. And whether that was running the soundboard, lights, I didn't care what you did. You can put together the freaking playbill for me. I don't care what it is, but I want to show you that you matter. And that's what art does for people. It shows people that they matter. When you cut art, music, all the extracurricular stuff, and you keep cutting to education and creating these drones, right? You're gonna spend more money in the long run, because these kids are not capable in society. So you're gonna have to give out more money in college tuition when they go, because they need more remedial classes to even get to where they need to be. And you're gonna create more criminals. This weekend we did an event, and there were a group of kids playing basketball, and they were cursing, and they were kids, they were being teenagers. And there were a whole group of adults just minimizing who these people were as human beings and treating them as animals. Like, I think animals would have been treated better in the way they were talking about these kids. And I, being, the former high school teacher, just kindly went away, and I went up to them and I approached the kids and I was like, guys, let me talk to you for 5 minutes. I'm like, I just want to let you know what these people think about you right now. I don't know these kids. I have no idea who these kids are. And I was like, do you understand the way you're speaking? These people think this of you. I said, and that's not cool, because you're just kids in the park having a good time, but you're not even acknowledging the fact that there's a bunch of older people here with kids. And they're like, oh, yo, miss, sorry, we didn't know. I said, don't be sorry, be aware. And it's that 5 minutes that for the rest of the time I was there, those kids were different kids. And I then had to turn around to the adults and say, all you have to do is talk to them, because they're people. These kids are really missing out on so much. And when you hand them art, when you hand them culture, at the beginning, they have no idea what to do with it. They're just like, what the hell is this? And then when you expose them and say, think, create, it changes who they are. So my goal has always been to change education. Has always been, and that has, has always been part of the reason why I left the Department of Ed, because they were sucking the life out of education as we know it. Public education was formed as a community. It was supposed to be part of the community. That's why they were community boards and community schools and community school boards, because the community needed to have a say in what was going on within their community. And now it's just left up to, the few that will speak out and will yell, and and after a while, what happens in the upper echelons is, oh, they're gonna yell. And they're not gonna have enough people to back them up, but they're gonna yell.
Right, I always tell people the difference between you and 5 people and you and 1,000 is big.
Nobody wants to own up to their opinions. Have an opinion. My opinion could be wrong. Let me know. Have it. Talk to me. Come out, make a stand. No, people see shit going on and it's like, oh, I'll go tweet about it and I'll go Facebook about it, but I won't actually come and stand for something. We need to, if it's a community, you can't complain about something if you're not going to be part of the solution. Shut your mouth then.
Right.
Don't complain about the kid on the basketball court if you're not going to actually go up and have a conversation with that kid and let them know how you'd like them to be acting. Now, they might not respond well to you, but we've become such a disenchanted, removed society, and they're trying to make education like that. And that's where the results are. So by removing art, you remove emotion. You need to think, you need to argue.
Right.
You need to have a passion for something. You need to yell at me. It's quite all right. At the end of the day, we'll walk out of here and we'll be fine. You're not gonna get suspended. But I don't see enough of that in this society right now.
We're terrified of not being liked, though.
Yeah. And
this is the Facebook. This came on with Facebook and Twitter because, like sitting in your house and having 10,000 people that follow you doesn't make you gangsta.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess.
Because if they shut Twitter off, you just on the couch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bitch, you just sit on the couch by yourself. You sit on the couch by yourself.
So that's what you're doing. Just respect her.
But and even like with this whole bullying rage, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, what the and
what about knockout? What does that tell you? Have you heard about this?
The kid getting punched in the...
Just walking up to people. It's called knockout. Have you run out of apps? Like, okay, what? But I think it's interesting because kids are returning to the streets, but they don't know
what to do. Like, let me just knock this person out right here. I'm gonna just go knock you out, and I'm gonna videotape it, and I'm gonna be on film, and I'm gonna get arrested. While Facebook is a phenomenal way to voice your opinion, I don't deny that for a second because I do it often. But with that, if you see that there are a group of people, especially in your area, that share in your idea, organize them. Get them together and get your ass to a meeting. Because nobody's gonna change this world if we don't.